Hey guys, welcome back, and let's get started with another story within Galaxy After Man. Today, we are going to be talking about The Hive, Part 3. I think this one's a good one, so let's jump right into it. As the golden age for the Hive just starts to fully take shape, an ancient enemy, without warning, has infected a world, and now reveals its ugly face. The birth of another queen mother would be reported. However, most alarming, she is fully grown, with her very own hive, and a small empire already built on the prized world of Susta 3. It's believed that in one of the queen's nests located on the planet, a queen laid a rare queen mother's egg. It is theorized a drone thought it was a normal queen and took it away to build a new city. Well, now it is grown and is a subspecies known as the jungle race, named for their armor shell being a mix of dark greens and clean browns, in the place of the normal black armor that the classic night heat bugs have. While night heat bugs repopulate very fast and grow at great speeds, the jungle subspecies populate at insane speeds. As a result, their exoskeleton is not as strong, but it's lighter, so they're faster. Not that it matters too much, but it gives proof to how they could remain hidden. It is believed they are smarter than the average night heat bug. With not just a queen, but a queen mother, she has been able to build an empire and of her own, along with a powerful army, and now is trying to take over the world of Susta 3. And now, on 2212.02.11, not even a day after being discovered, the rival jungle queen mother would launch her forces to attack a large and important hive on the world. As the jungle heat bugs travel to their target, the hive, soon to be under assault, would have little time to mobilize a defense, and on high alert, they wait for their enemy, who has dared decide to attack them. However, the classic heat bugs on Susta 3 would not be militarized, and would nearly be completely caught off guard by this new enemy. And as the sun slowly sets over the land, the jungle heat bugs have made their way to the hive. So now, war is an absolute certainty. When the jungle heat bugs rushed out of the forest surrounding the hive, the war was kick-started. The first battle of the war would be called Battle of Hatoro, named for the land they fought over. Classic heat bugs armed with swords, shields, and spike launchers, to even tanks, would await their primitive subspecies animal attackers. However, their enemy attacked with primitive blades and a few stolen spike launchers. Yet most jungle heat bugs would battle with their own claws. The classic heat bugs, overconfident, would believe the battle would be quick and easy. How wrong they were. The subspecies of jungle heat bugs would surround the city, and with such great numbers, overwhelm even tanks. The battle soon turned to both sides using their claws, their bladed legs and heads, to even their powerful jaws. The battle soon turned brutal and vicious. The two species would simply resort to ripping one another apart, limb from limb, and heads from bodies. Countless different colors of glowing blood would pool together and mix. The battle would rage on for days, with both sides putting in more resources and troops into being the one to claim the first victory of this war, which has been named the Cosmic War of Purity. Countless warriors, spitters, crushers, and even drones would battle one another. And despite their limited use, the hive that is under attack would send one of their very own royal guards to enter the battle. Its elegant head crest would help show off its power, and the classic heat bugs who fought alongside this holy warrior, they would become more determined than ever before. One of the words of a spitter who sits in a sniping spot picking off enemy jungle heat bugs would say something very true. There is more morale than glowing blood down there, which has become a saying used by many future warriors. While the battle rages on, many light years away, on the hive's homeworld of Fungera, the Queen Mother herself would be in deep thought. She would hold long, thought-out conversations with the emperors. The Queen Mother would only trust speaking with her emperors, as they have molted from only the most elite and experienced the heat bug species has to offer. In fact, the second highest caste within their people's society is the Emperor, just underneath the Queen Mother herself. Deep underground, the Queen Mother would stare at the countless glowing blue funguses lighting up the gray and black stone throne room she's in. During this, and the talks with her emperors, she would think back over her people's long history. War between subspecies, while rare, has happened before on their homeworld. The brutal war with the lava heat bugs to the chilling ghost heat bugs, all bloody and all to preserve the purity of their species as a whole. The idea of a simply using Fungera's will in order to orbitally bombard the enemy would be an idea heavily thought out. However, the world itself was too important to risk being fully destroyed. For now, the best they can do is reinforce their troops on Sosta 3 with resources and supplies, but only time will tell if victory can be won and purity can be restored to their grand species. But measures were made to not lose hope even during this time of war, so more than ever, news of what mysteries the galaxy has would be shared to all. However, this attempt to help hold the peace would only bring it into question. A discovery was made by Mother's Faith, and it would soon be clear that we are not the only species to wage war. As in a newly explored star system, a planet known as Altar 1 would be the monument for a grave. The rusted and destroyed remains of the massive space battle would sit in the orbit of the planet. War is not just unique with the heat bugs. Studying the remains, their technology would be many years more advanced than ours. The metal of the ships was made from a previously unknown material. While it was truly held to the test of time, the remains would be over 6 million years old, locked in the endless orbit of the planet. However, research would continue on this, as the idea of using this advanced military technology in our own army would be too tempting to let go uncontinued. But then, a discovery was made to truly help ease the tension. It was found in the solar system far away from our own. A planet named Runna 1 was found. This world was once a gas giant, but then due to being so close to its star, the gas was blown away. But more importantly, it was rich with ore. After exploring many different solar systems, they would soon find one simply named Rasselas, after the ancient powerful god of storms. The system was enveloped by a massive space storm. This system would be far from our capital, and quick studies of the planet show it's rich in resources. which is good as we desperately need them to help build our military force. But chillingly, news would be shared on newly explored planets within this system. What was once thought to be a mountain range turned out to be one massive egg. What beast could lay such an egg is unknown. Whispers tell that it is the great beast from our ancient history, the one who would hail the end of our species, the fearsome god of the Sawjaws. Little to say, no one wanted to return to that system, let alone go anywhere near to mine on the resource-rich world that egg lies on. But as the public slowly begins to calm down over the fact of this war, for a brief moment, remembering the true beauty of the cosmos, grim news would be shared. The hive of the classic night heat bugs would have fallen on Sosta 3. The last of their forces ripped apart and left to bleed out. The royal guards, for all their power, for all their skill and determination, would also have fallen after a mere hours-long fight, down to the very last in order to defend their queen. However, even she would be overwhelmed. A queen being much larger than the standard warrior would put up a good fight. Yet, victory was simply not possible. Brief reports would be shared about the forest heat bugs would celebrate their victory by eating the countless unhatched amber-colored eggs within the hive, and even roast the young for a feast to fully claim victory. This grim and upsetting news was believed to be too much for the public, and the Queen Mother herself feared her people would be upset at her. But to the benefit of the hive as a whole, every single heat bug would demand the extinction of their jungle subrace brothers. The feeling of rage, anger, and sheer hate would fuel a flame of justice all across every caste, to not break and crumble, but rather unite and stand together to fight this barbaric enemy. On many worlds, most of all Gat Prime, transport ships would be built in order to carry different castes of warriors that were being mobilized. With this being the first cosmic war in history for the Hive, a lot of logistics would be rushed and not fully understood. But the fire of war is too strong to be held back by waiting for planning. This is war that will determine the future of the species after all. So now, as the people of the Hive join together, countless factories across the nation on every world would work to fuel the war effort. Countless tons of metal would be smelted to only be pressed into armor weapons, tanks, to even warships. And while military supplies grow, many untold number of drones feed on royal jelly, only to then molt into different warrior castes in order to help join the fight. However, while the greater nation would join together and be more than willing to battle in this great war, Sosta 3 is on its own for right now. For all the emotions and feelings of the need to finish this war as soon as possible, there simply are no ships built to transport this new military of the Hive. So for now, Sosta 3 is on its own, and already many more Hive cities are being attacked by the jungle heat bugs. The planet would slowly be consumed by war as the animal-like jungle subspecies simply keep growing in number and power. But while at the moment the greater Hive can do little to help their brothers on Sosta 3, transport ships are being made in order to bring supplies and much needed troops to enter this important war. But across the hive, the feeling of morale would be beyond any before. The hive mind would link every heat bug together, yes, but now it's believed their people have united not from this link, but rather out of a willing unity and genuine love for the hive as a whole. And only to help fuel this belief, a hero would be chosen. A hero who will bring the wrath of the hive to even the darkest regions of space against the most deadly of foes. All in the name of Fungira.